Come on, everybody, let's start the show. A quick ahoy hoy and away we'll go. Richard's got a minifig and Flynn's got a pin. The gang's all here and it's time to begin. TrickyBricks roll call. Moto, Holly, Cara, and sometimes Blair, Clicky, Logan, Ms. Thing and Angela, and Thunderman Ho! Now you're here to grab your bricks and let's go to the TrickyBricks Build and Chat Show! Ahoy, hoy, everyone. Everybody. Oh, my goodness. How fun to see the animation be there for the first time at the beginning of the show.
True show opener.
It is a true show opener. So thank you so much to
Yano River Blue.
Yano, a.k.a. Femme from the Block, for that amazing animation, which we have just been celebrating, since it hit. And just so excited. And if
it may be going around in my head just a little bit, but I was here during, a bunch of it.
And if you want to see that kind of on its own, you can. We have uploaded it now to the YouTube channel, and you'll be able to see that. You can check it out, pause it. You can scrub it.
Well, especially the Brady Bunch frames at the end.
Yeah, well, what I'm hoping is there was, if you saw the show on Friday, there was a bunch of B-roll that didn't make it in. So I'm hoping to actually, my fondest wish is to write another little sort of closing version of the song, and then have a little closing credits sequence that is played over the B-roll. So we'll get a chance to see that. And I got to tell you that, and I don't know, I hope Yano is here. I need to text her actually to tell her this, because I actually did that. I scrubbed, like I did like the frames, and the thing that I didn't notice the first time I saw it, and I laughed. So we both laughed so hard.
Not stop.
I could not stop laughing. Is if you actually look at the very end when the titles are coming up, Richard and I have our coffee cups that we like cheers and start drinking, and then Richard gets up and walks away. It's the best. It was so
I didn't even see it. I had watched it so many times.
It was so funny. But yeah, so that's what we and I say any reason to like see Yano's animations more is like, it's, that's awesome. So yes, Brickaroo, it's true. Moto drops the wolf at the end, which is genius. It's a, Brickworm says it's a full bingo sheet on its own. It's okay. I didn't notice that part. You take the cups away for a refill, says Debo. That's what that is. It's hard to see because the letters are in front of it and stuff. But oh my goodness, what a fantastic little
sun came out.
What a fantastic little animation that we've got going on. So excited for that. So
feels like a show.
It does feel like a show, and it's a Sunday show, which means we have guests. So let's start bringing on our cast of irregulars, if you will. Hang on, I gotta get a sip of coffee here.
Wow, I'm surrounded by cookies now.
So first off, please let me invite to the screen Princess Tricky Weasel herself. It is Holly.
Ahoy!
Hi, Holly.
Ahoy, Holly.
How's it going?
Good.
Yeah, so by the way, I wanted to tell people, I know I've actually gotten reports over several times over the last couple of days that we've been having like freezes, and this has happened on our show, on other people's shows, and happened last night during our D&D game. Yep. So it may be time to replace the camera. I'm not sure if that's what it is. I have no idea. So, but we'll see. We're working on it. I'll just say that.
Okay. I wonder if we should work out like a signal so I can like let you guys know when you're glitched.
Yeah, just go like this.
Yeah. Okay.
You're frozen.
Yeah, play along. I'll glitch too.
All
Well,
right.
we're the sort that calls right out to the control booth. Can you turn it up there?
Exactly.
So if we're frozen, just yell it out.
So our next guest, our next part of our cast of irregulars, it is the wonderful Moto. Oh, no.
Speaking of glitching.
Speaking of glitches, it's a black screen. So there's Moto. He's got the lights off.
Kind of moon
right now.
right there.
That should have made it to the bingo card too.
Yeah, well, we'll go back there. Hey, so then, and look who she just showed up. So glad she's here because now we can save the day. It is minifig chick Cara. Hi, Cara.
Hi, Cara.
Hi.
How's it going today?
Good. How are you?
Good. Well, your backdrop seems so familiar now. I mean, not that
I know,
I haven't
right?
seen it a million times in person, but I got to say, Yano's depictions of paint pushers paintings behind you were a stroke of genius.
Right?
Like, just amazing.
So outstanding.
So it looks like he's back this time. Let's get him on the screen. Uh-oh, everybody. He is... Oh, no. Well, okay, he's not there. Oh, now he's back again. I'm not quite sure what's going on with Moto
Fingers
right now,
crossed.
but we're going to try this.
He's doing this sort of quantum superposition thing, so
Well,
see
I'll
if
also
we're
say
lucky.
that he's got hair in the front right now, which means something's
Uh-oh.
going on. So, hi, Moto.
Hi.
How's it going?
No splat. No
Oh my
splat.
goodness!
Drop it. Oh my
Oh, terrified.
You're giving me a heart attack.
I don't want to reenact the true animation. That would be very bad.
Yeah, no, let's not do that. And also another member of our cast who I was delighted by all of the depictions of everyone, but this, like, my favorite, Blair's mustache was genius.
Oh, yes.
I was joking with him that I gave up my only 2 orange horns. Like, Yano called me, she's like, do you have those little horns, but like in orange? I was like, I think so. And I searched around and I found 2, the only 2 I have in orange, and it was 100% worth.
I was gonna say worth it.
I still haven't. Maybe I need to freeze frame it, but I still haven't figured out how she attached it to the beard.
Oh,
You, I imagine.
it was. I will
It's gotta
say
be
it
magic,
was. It was
right?
magical means. Yes. So everybody, please welcome to the show, and sometimes Blair. Hi, Blair.
There.
Hey, everybody. I too was especially touched by the accuracy of our portrayal, including my mustache, which is even longer than when I made a custom sculpted mustache for my own sake. I think I have to adopt this new technique for sure. It's
Well, I
especially
know in her original version, she had actually used like the Unikitty unicorn horns.
oh,
And but it was a little too much. Like it was, like it filled the frame.
No such thing.
But I think the little ones were just perfect. So and now please everybody welcome. Now this our guest today, our special guest today. We have, I've actually known her virtually. Still know her virtually, but knew her virtually just as a name in a chat for a long time as a big Animal Crossing fan and a fan of Lego in a private Discord server for Lego and Animal Crossing nerds. And have actually exchanged items with her through Animal Crossing. Been to the same yard sales in Animal Crossing, and finally, not too long ago, actually got to meet her over seeing her face and all that stuff. So please welcome everybody all the way from the UK. It is the delightful Catherine, aka CrankyBricks. Hi, Catherine.
Catherine!
Hey, everybody.
Hi.
How's it going?
How's it going? Good. Jinx.
There we go.
It's good. Good, thank you. How is everybody doing?
We are having a good day. It's Sunday. We've got you here. We've got all the rest of the family is here. So it's
Sort of brunch time here.
It's always a good Sunday when we've got everybody going on.
Yeah,
so.
now Catherine and I go back way back, actually. We go back to Scarebick. We were Scarebick buddies.
Oh yeah, so
yeah, 2 years now. I think so.
Oh,
That's
and
actually
Ladies
how
Who Lego is
Affleck-
here. Hi everybody.
That's how our AFLAC group like came about, because about a year ago when we were going into lockdown and everybody was getting Switches and Animal Crossing came out and all of that. I think that's how she and I and a couple of other people from Scareback had all reconnected in our like gaming world. Yeah.
Yeah, it's excellent. I think it was complete luck because I don't use Facebook, but somebody posted. I think someone posted on Facebook saying, "Does anyone want to get together and play Animal Crossing?"
Probably me. Yeah.
When I blame Catherine entirely for many, many, many hours lost to Genshin Impact, but we can talk
me
about
too.
that
That's all you, Catherine.
another time.
And by extension, yes, I have to blame you too.
So real quick, let's say hi to everybody who's here in the chat. So Alexander 23, Brick Literacy, Brickanista, Brickaroo Bonsai is here. Good to see you.
Brick Stage Pass.
Brickworm, Bubs and Lava Bat. Chris nil points as usual. Chalice. That's a Eurovision reference, which I guess happened last night. Darren Siegfried is here. Hooded One. Jeff Kremer, who's a new name, but I know he was I posted earlier.
Joel Brigadier Itchy Sheep Marbella.
Oh my goodness. John Luttrell. Hey John, good to see you. We missed you. Johnny Cat is here. Joseph Zawada. Ladies Who Lego. Lisa Head. Matthew Builds Bricks. Minifig Chick. Minifig Nick. MMB James Windle. How's it going? Monarch is here. Monica Berry. Moto. Nicole, aka Lady McBrick. I love that. That's awesome. Patrick Wismer
is here.
Robert Zaccardi and the Zaccardis, Lana, Elena, and Vanessa. I just said Robert Zaccardi, and that's felt really weird because I was just saying Rob Zaccardi. Robert Zaccardi. There's Slug Biker is here. Squid Kid, the Jammy Bricker, Walter Ribeiro. Hi, welcome. WGJL Builds. Let's see.
And
Willie Ball,
Ball.
welcome. That's a new name. And I'm sure bonsoir, Wilfred. And hello to Kim, wherever you may be. So, and the Hornburgers too. Yes, and Zarakino. All of the regulars whose
Lots
names
of our gaming friends are here. Hi, guys.
I know. That's very exciting. That's very exciting. You see, you have Catherine on, and then all of the video game nerds come out of the woodwork to come, or out of the brickwork, I should say, to come for a visit.
And I just want to say thank you to everybody because this is normally my stream time. So there's some names here who normally join for that who come over here. So I just want to say.
That's right. And hey, David Wilkie is here. Apples is here from Europe. Pete W. How's it going? And Catherine, I did want to say thank you so much for joining us, even though this is your regular time to stream. And as we all know, like, they when you first start streaming, they like send you a letter where they're like, you absolutely must do the same time every time or no one will like you. So I get it, and I'm so pleased. Thank you.
They can tell me if that's true or not.
Is that it? Have we lost you guys?
Hey, 2K Aples is here, and my mom is here. I love that she says, "Hi, Mom. Your mother is here."
That's so foreboding.
Dun dun dun.
Oh, and I hear, and the Cranky Cats are here. Is that your? Are those are your Tricky Lug, the Cranky Cats?
No, that's so. Craigster. Well, I don't even know what he's called. He's got so many names. Brick Stage Path and Nicole are my mods, and they call themselves the Cranky Cats.
Very good. Yeah, we actually had when I lived in New Orleans, where people like to have adult beverages at all times of the day. There was a corner market about a block from my house called Frady's. That was the name of the people. And there was like a collection of about 4 people that just hung out in front of Frady's all the time and, had adult beverages at all times of the day. And I
know where this is going.
Yeah, they dubbed themselves the Frady Cats, which I thought was pretty hilarious. They were the local neighborhood kooks. They were very funny. So, gosh,
Catherine, I must
got right then.
Catherine, I must say you don't immediately strike me as very cranky.
Mm-hmm. And I was
Well,
going
what do
to
you think, Holly?
where did the evolution of the name come from? Because I know that, like, for us, when we were trying to come up with TrickyBricks, it was like every name with the word brick in it had already been taken, and it was just like trying to find the one that somebody hadn't used. So tell us a little bit about the evolution of your name, and then where you are, like what you do as far as streaming is concerned.
So it's a very short story how I got the name. It's a play on my real name. And so I realized that I should really come up with a story so that I don't have to tell you what my real name is, tell you the story. But I'll tell you that.
Okay.
So anyway, it's a play on words, and it's funny. But yeah, I actually another
Me, Joe.
another adult fan of Lego and Animal Crossing.
Yeah, and Genshin.
And Genshin Impact. But yeah, I originally got back into Lego like a few years. I had a proper dark age, and then I had a slightly like dim age, I like to call it, where I was like, I had some Lego architecture sets and CMFs and stuff. But then in about 2017, I got back into Lego, and around the same time, I actually started a Bricklink store, and CrankyBricks was the name of my Bricklink store. So that was actually the first time I used it. And then I was really active on Instagram for a while. And only about 4 or 5 months ago, I then started streaming Lego stuff on Twitch, which is, I think, how Flynn actually, the first time Flynn got to see my face, despite having played together for however long. We never did voice calls. We just had video calls. We just did voice calls while we were playing.
So I've got to say, I got to point out, are you wearing a Paradisa t-shirt? Oh,
yes, I am.
My God.
I'm so jealous.
And I also love your pastel drawers in the background. Those are amazing. Very cute.
I don't know if the technology is too much for me, but I need to show you at some point. I need to show you Holly's drawing of this. Last night, Holly did an excellent drawing of me and my pastel drawers.
So I've got so Jeff in the chat's asking what got you into Lego again in 2017.
That's a really good point. So actually, my boyfriend bought just bought a small city set, just because he saw it cheap on Amazon or a deal or something like that, and was like, I actually don't think you can buy this anymore because Lego went really, really hard on people making like custom T-shirts and stuff. And anyway, there's a whole thing. That whole thing happened. Anyway, you can't buy it anymore. So back in 2017, my other half just bought he just bought a small city set, and he describes it that I just came to sit next to him, and I was like, "What you doing?" Because he didn't actually know, like, we hadn't been together that long at the time, and so he didn't know that I had a row of CMFs on my work computer, and that I had a couple of architecture sets that I didn't have anymore. So he didn't actually realize. So the problem was that one set just opened a complete floodgate, and it just went very, very rapidly downhill to owning a significant amount of Lego.
That's how it goes.
Like it does.
It's a slippery slope, right? Like it just takes that one set, and then it's like you're Indiana Jones being chased by the giant Lego boulder downhill.
Exactly. I think that's how he feels. I think he feels like he's still being chased by that boulder.
It feels a little like bells. Like at first you say, I don't have many bells. I can't make many things.
We're talking about Animal Crossing bells, by the way.
Yeah. And then somehow Flynn starts going to yard sales and has millions of bells.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Just gotta know the right people.
That's right. That's right.
Same with bricks.
Yeah, they influence you.
Well, and I got to say, too, so Catherine is part of a burgeoning, and has been for quite some time, burgeoning Lego community on Twitch. And we've had several people now on our guest last week, Fred, does Twitch stuff. We've had Brian Saviano, Bricks O'Brien, who also does Twitch stuff, although his is more video game oriented, especially Nintendo. Big surprise if you know anything about Brian.
Yep.
He's into Nintendo stuff, in case you didn't know. And it's been really great to see it grow, especially there were so Set to Build and Brick and Nick kind of, I believe, spearheaded that whole sort of movement to have a community there, right?
Yeah, I was about to say so they've been around for years. Like Set to Build's been streaming Lego on Twitch for 5 years, and but recently there's been a really big explosion in the community. And like I've been watching Twitch for gaming content for years as well, but just never quite put the two and two together. And that's actually exactly the same story as it was for me with joining a lug, because I actually was a fan of Lego for ages, but had no idea that the London Apples lug meets in a pub opposite my office. So for 8 years they were right there, and I just had no idea, because the Lego website is not very easy to use.
Right.
I just find these things. So both Twitch and lugs, it feels like I've just missed out on years of potential.
Well, you're here now.
But making up for it now.
Yes. So, hey, how about we go for our first feature of the day, which is pins. It's time for pins, everybody. And since I know Kara always has one at hand, she can go first today. Minifig Chick, what have you got to show us in Pinland?
I have Goofy's hat.
Oh, very cute.
Yay.
In your goofy your trail of goofy pins over the last several weeks.
Yep.
Very cool. All right. Now, someone who's here who doesn't normally have Disney pins to show, I know for sure has Disney pins now.
Oh,
Oh, stall out.
We're all supposed to glitch.
Now
Remember?
was what he was about to say.
Oh, right. Did we glitch again? Okay, sorry.
Yes.
This next person doesn't usually have Disney pins, but he does now. So, Moto, why don't you show us what you got today?
I don't know what it is, so you have to tell me.
Okay, so
It's a Vinylmation.
Yeah, the ones that we sent you are a series based on something called Vinylmation, which are kind of like Disney Funko Pops, kind of, sort of. They are based on, the vinyl collectible toys, and it's a blank Mickey Mouse, and then they paint all sorts of different things on them. So
I
there
have
you
one
go.
right here.
Okay, well, it goes with my shirt. So
It does. It does. Very bold. Very bold. So what was
There
that,
you go.
Car? You've got one. Oh, yeah, there's a Vinylmation. Oh, I
Yeah,
like
so this
that
is
one.
a skeleton
Cool.
dance.
That one's
Ooh.
super cool.
They feel very much like the Money Bunny.
Yeah,
Gunny.
I was going to say that, and I didn't know if anybody would remember what that was. But
Exactly
yeah,
that.
it is very much like the Money thing. I said Funko Pops, and it's really more like the Money vinyl figures,
Yeah.
which
Yep.
are much older.
I always
By
said
the way,
Mooney. Is it money? I thought it was Mooney.
What?
I thought it was pronounced Mooney.
Well, I thought it was money because they were dunnies and they were like rabbity ones first.
Yeah.
So then it was.
That does make sense. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dunnies, Monies, and they made plenty of it off of them. So,
Yeah.
all right.
It's a rabbit hole, is what it is.
Holly, what have you got?
So I haven't gotten my package yet, which I'm assuming might have some fresh buttons for me too.
Maybe.
Maybe
could
that's what I
be.
was expecting. But you did send me a package a while ago, and I don't know if I have shown this pin. It's this one.
Okay.
Also a little obscure, but I'm going to take a guess and say that this is the Queen of Hearts crown.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Ding! You got it correct.
I don't want
Very
to put
good.
holes in my shirts, but we'll pretend it's there.
Very good. All right, Catherine, what have you got for us today in Pinland?
So I don't have an enamel pin. Well, I do have enamel pins, but I thought this one was so much better that I hope you'll forgive me that it's wooden.
It's
Oh,
all pins
Oh my
are
goodness.
wood.
Aw.
Ah,
Oh my goodness, that's beautiful.
This
Hey,
is a
every
tiny
pin
little
is
Totoro
awesome,
pin.
Catherine. Every
My
pin is
friend brought me
awesome.
back from Japan, and it's so cute.
That's
Super cute. Oh my goodness.
did you say every
I don't
pin
wanna
is
put a hole in
awesome?
yeah,
Yes, I said
every
Every
pin
pin
is
is
awesome.
and it's true. Okay, Blair, what have you got?
I have a cool button from the Lego store, which has little lines you can
Whoa.
write your own stuff on.
Oh, that's so great.
Aw.
And it's
Wow.
huge. So huge.
It is
That's
very
so
huge.
cool.
It's like those ones they give you when you go to Disneyland and it's your birthday and it's like the size of a stop sign and you have to
Yep.
like hold it on, put it on your shirt, and then everyone says happy birthday to you.
We got that for our anniversary.
We did get that for our anniversary. All right, and here we go. What have we got today?
Well, I've got a Hidden Mickey pin that's an Epcot Center logo right there, green
Ooh.
wave.
From the seas, and
Celebrating the end of green screen.
I got this really cute Cheshire Cat head because we're all mad here. Just saying. Awesome. Hooray, pins.
Yay.
So, speaking of awesome, and every pin is awesome and awesomeness. We talked about it already quite a bit on Friday's show about the new Everyone is Awesome set that has been announced, and we did get an early version of it to put together, and you probably saw our little
Stop motion video or
time-lapse video
time-lapse.
that we did of building it, which was really a lot of fun, and I really loved people's reactions to it. There was a lot of really, like, people seemed to really appreciate that we built it together, which I thought was really fun. So I'm just curious, like, I know how we feel about it. I would just like to go around because really, all right, I know that this is meant to be, it's really sort of pinpointing Pride and the LGBTQIA community, but I feel like it speaks to a lot more about diversity than just that. So I'm curious just to get everybody else's impressions on that. Let's just go around the circle. Catherine, what are your thoughts on this new set?
So I probably have to start off by saying that so I don't know if this was supposed to be the timing of it, but like a good couple of hours before all the other releases came out, there was a Guardian interview that got released that you were in,
Yep.
as well as Matthew. And that was like a couple of hours before I saw any like Lego stuff about it. So it was like 7 a.m. on whatever weekday morning before I got up for work. And I was in my bed still on my phone. And I was just sitting there like tears in my eyes reading you guys' interview. And it was just, So that was a difficult start to the morning. But it was so nice to see it. And I think it's, for, as you said, for all that it means, but as well, just the set.
Right.
As well as everything that it means as well, just the set is so cool. I'll be immediately buying one or more, depends how many I'll get.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be near a Lego store on June the 1st, so I'm going to need to stay up till midnight the night before and see if I can get one online. I'm not sure if that's going to go very well, but fingers crossed.
Crash and burn.
Well, I will say that, at least, or not at least, but one of the things that I really love about it is that it's not just going to be available for Pride Month. It's going to be available across the board in the stores for at least a year, like like all the other sets. And I also really love the fact that that Matthew made this for his own pleasure as a decoration for his office, and then was encouraged by other employees to try to push it to get made into a set. And it's just incredible. So Moto, I'm interested to hear, what are your impressions of this?
Day one purchase. I wasn't going to go to the Lego store on June 1st, but now I am. So I'll walk in there, buy the set, maybe put it together, and then watch the show. It's going to be a perfect Lego day. Perfect Lego day for me. I don't buy sets all that often. I only buy maybe 6 a year, and this is going to be one of those 6.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely I know I've seen a lot of people say definitely a day one purchase for them, which I think is just marvelous.
You know what occurs to me about it? Monochrome minifigs on bricks and pieces.
Yes, well there is.
Oh yes, I've already gone there. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's actually excellent timing because Kaz has just joined the chat, who a lot of people might have seen. So she goes by
Habitat.
Blockhead
Oh,
UK, and she did 39. mono figure habitats like a week before this got released with no knowledge at all of its release, but it was perfect timing, and they are
That's
absolutely
so cool.
Yeah, that was really awesome too, because that was right. That was like kind of right when all the leaks were circulating. And I love the way that the Gay Falls Facebook page was able to sort of take advantage of that, because they were like, okay, this is like a no leaks zone, but check out this beautiful thing. And then they showed
and we will get to that. Actually, that's something that I would like to talk about after we're done talking about this, is the leaks thing. But again, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
So Holly, tell us, and I know you have opinions because she's
Holly.
I mean, you know how patient I am. I can wait. I can wait 6 months, and then no way, no way. Yeah, I'm gonna be up all night, like forcing my way through the Lego server crashes to try and get a couple the night those dropped. And I will probably be at the store the next day trying to get some more, because I think the most exciting part for me, aside from like all the great parts, of course, like I just couldn't ignore that, but I can just think of so many people that are non-Lego people that I would like to get this for, that I know are gonna like just lose their minds, because they're not tapped into it has kind of gotten widespread recognition, so maybe they are aware of it, but usually people who aren't tapped into the Lego community aren't really aware of these things. So there's a couple of people I have in mind that I'm like, oh, I hope it's like a surprise for them. Like, I think it would be so cool to gift it to people,
And it's nice that it's not a 4,000 piece set either,
Yeah, it's so accessible, which, for better or worse, means that more people are going to want to try and get it day one.
Well, I think the other, so, you were just to build on what you were just saying, I've seen, and I talked about this on Friday, but like I've seen a lot of sets get announced, but you don't often see a set announced where they're talking about it on MSNBC and Jimmy Kimmel and like kind of more like an article in the Guardian UK, right? Like that's a big deal. That's a lot of widespread notice for a Lego set, like, at the end of the day, a Lego set. And you didn't see that.
It's a big deal for a company this huge to make a pretty straightforward, bold statement. I mean, the message is that Lego is for everyone.
Right.
And they were making it loud and clear.
Absolutely.
Well, another thing that really occurs to me about that is they're saying that message is for everyone as well.
Right. Exactly. Now, I know I saw some
mainstream publications and so on.
I saw some people complaining about the 18 plus that it's an 18 plus set, because it's really not like complicated.
The poo. Like,
yeah, I know. Well, I mean, because I think of the age, we all think of the ages in terms of complication, right? Like, how hard is the set to put together? And I mean, in my opinion, I felt like that was kind of Lego's way to avoid the whole, like, why are you trying to sell this to children thing, which inevitably comes up. And I think it was a good move on their part. Like, I don't mind it. Like, I think that's totally fine. So,
I think it seems obvious. It seems obvious to me that it falls into the realm of display pieces. That's generally what they call their 18 plus adult sets, are less play sets and just display pieces. So there's really not that much to wonder. If anybody thinks about it for 5 seconds, it makes total sense. It's just kind of, I've always thought it's a little weird that they have an 18 plus adult section at all. Like, it's a little bit like age is just a suggestion, and it's maybe unnecessary. I mean, I get why they do it. It's just all marketing stuff. But then this is where you kind of start to see where it falls apart a little bit.
That's the point, is that we've all seen it for a while. Like, we've seen, we've gone through the whole why is Winnie the Pooh 18 plus, that's silly. Yeah. So we get why. But to people who are seeing the mainstream news coverage, they're like, why is this an 18 plus set? That means it's X rated and adult, because 18 plus means so much different than 16 plus.
Yeah.
It
is misleading, and that's totally, I think that whole 18 plus thing that Lego is doing, I kind of thought was a bad idea from the beginning. Like, I could see it coming. I was like, oh, this gets weird.
Well, it has that graphic design, that are the ones that they're marketing to adults. It has that, display piece.
Yeah. It's definitely something to put on. And to answer Joel's question, I think it's perfectly appropriate gift for a friend. I don't think it's too forward at all. I mean,
Yeah, although Joe
friend
is
is
saying in the chat, he's thinking that it's only one per customer.
oh, that's very possible. I very, very possible.
Maybe we'll
Bring
all
your
get
kids. Bring your kids. Bring your wife.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
one. Totally. Yep.
So,
Come on, family.
so Blair, let's hear, what are your thoughts on this?
I mean, a lot of the ground's already been covered. You know, there's something to be said about it being a long time coming. But there's also been, for those of us in the know, there's been a lot of subtler things that have been in sets, like the Trafalgar Square and just the rainbow loveliness overall. I personally love that it's coming from the same designer as Unikitty. And one of the things that I see the second one that I or my wife buy being used for is, I'm not sure if you're familiar with the Unikitty head that my wife built that's like this big.
Yep.
But I wanted to turn it into a mock of Unikitty's castle from the TV show when they have big rainbow coming out. So to have a parts pack that can allow us to do this like perfect rainbow cascading out and like build the rest of the castle. Or the mecha from that show, which I've wanted to build for a while as well, which is like super, super awesome. I just love it. I'm super excited. I've never been like a monochrome figure getter, but I've always admired that. I know how much work goes into that. So to have a, ready-made assortment is going to be super exciting. And to see the possibilities of using other pieces to customize them. I already know that there's like classic space people who are nuts about like, yes, we can just buy stickers and sticker all the torsos. And just, there's so many amazing possibilities. I also agree that, the 18 plus is like a twofold thing. Like it's both a CYA move and also it's just, that's the demographic that it's marketed towards because it is a little bit more of like a shelf piece. But we all, any of us who are fans of the Lego movie series, just hear Will Ferrell and that's just a suggestion, like,
Exactly.
It's not like a hard line.
Yeah.
So I'm super excited, and the story behind it, and knowing how much you guys were connected to the announcement and everything, and getting out there and like fighting all the trolls and stuff. Like it's all part of the fun.
Fun.
The gay agenda and being a part of this wonderful community, right? Like we're gonna take on the world because the world's been trying to stamp it out for so long. So like, even if it feels a little late, it's still amazing and wonderful and heartwarming and happy. Like who doesn't want more rainbow stuff? Regardless, like
right,
it's a wonderful set, and like the whole it almost being like an accidental Lego ideas in-house development kind of thing. Like that's exactly how I hope things will be if I become a part of the design team. Like I love building stuff for myself, and I like building stuff to amaze kids and other people. And to have someone walk by and be like, dude, that thing on your desk is awesome. Like we should make that thing into a whole thing. Like what a more amazing experience could you possibly have? Like even as a senior level designer, like that's awesome. It just is like awesome is the word for the set. And so it's perfect.
Nice. Cara, what do you think?
All of the above. I am really sad that my day on June 1st is full of meetings. So I'm gonna have to try and
have them put one on hold for you.
Yeah, there you go.
If they will. Now when can't remember what set it was, but a really popular set last year, they weren't putting them on hold for the first 3 months.
Yeah,
the set was out. So
Right.
But I can call and beg, and we've got friends, so
Yes, we'll make sure you get one.
I'm gonna get at least 2 or 3 because the parts are awesome too, right?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, they are. It's just great all around, and I gotta say, like, it just delights me to look at it. Like, I see it and I get the biggest smile on my face. Right? It's really, really, just really great.
Very classy.
Pretty awesome.
I kind of wonder, like, how like for how many AFOLs do you think this is going to spawn an obsession for monochrome figures now?
Oh, it'll be a
dangerous
All the people
territory.
who collected monochrome figures up until now grousing about it, but I was like, why? Like, you've got it ready, and I mean, at $35,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah, that's
pretty
like the
cheap.
most amazing.
Price
I
per
thought
figure?
it was going to be at least a $50.
I did too.
That
Yep.
I mean, the number of minifigures, I understand that they're not printed and there's not a lot going
It's
on
true.
with them. But like, still, minifigure heavy sets usually cost a lot. I know that they're slightly more complex pieces to make, so you know, it's pretty fantastic. That and the fact that it's the Progress Pride flag, is huge.
And the trans flag, and you know, included as well.
You know, and
Exactly.
the nice thing about it is too, if the flag keeps evolving, it's Lego. You can always add on to it.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
And if
Yeah,
you
even some
haven't
of the
seen-
naysayers were like, "I don't see gray," or "I don't see this," and it's like, dude, add
Yeah,
it.
just keep
you know,
going,
like
keep
that's
going.
the best part is
Exactly.
you can
Yeah.
keep adding it on. You can mix it up. You could make so many other pride flags out of it.
And
Any
I've
of the
seen
different
that
iterations.
already.
Oh yeah, I've seen
Yep.
Batman. I've seen astronauts. Our friend.
Uh-oh.
Are we back?
Now you're
Okay.
I was gonna say,
We were
I've
talking
seen
about Darth Vader.
I've seen Batman, Spaceman, what was it? Batman, Spaceman, Darth Vader, and our friend Minifig Nick did like the little micro figure version of it, which was really great. I've seen lots of really fun takes on it. Now, so now I don't want to. Obviously, there were some negative reactions, but I don't want to dive too far into that because I'm not going to give oxygen to that kind of like
I
awfulness.
successfully avoided all comment sections.
I
this
have
past
two,
week.
and I will say we had one negative comment on our post about it, which wasn't even really that negative. It was just kind of like, what? Why bother? And then I just erased it. But everything else has been overwhelmingly positive.
Yeah.
But, and here's where I'm going to climb on my soapbox for a minute, which I don't often do.
We're here for it.
But I was extremely disappointed by the leaks. And and part of this becomes, well, there's multiple levels to this. Part of it is because I consider Matthew a friend. Like we talk, he's been on our show, we've interviewed him, and it was like his baby, right? Like it was his project that he created. And I wanted so badly for him to have that moment. And he did get it, to be fair. He still got his big moment, but the fact that 2 days before it was supposed to be announced that it was leaked and then people were perpetuating the leaks really made me sad. And I know some people are like, oh, well, you guys are RLFM now, so you're against leaks. Well, if you've been watching the show from the beginning, we've always been against leaks. And I'm just going to tell you my opinion on the leaks. And that is, if you are leaking stuff that hasn't come out yet, you are robbing the creators of that piece of art their moment in the spotlight. You basically like walked on stage and pushed them out of the way and took the spotlight for yourself.
Well, even I think even more than spotlight, it robs the ability to roll it out in a way that you want, with the right kind of fanfare or mood or however you want to roll it out. I think is a major part of the design process too.
Well, and I know like this is very personal, but I also think about like all of the people now, all of the Lego designers that we've had on now, Justin Ramsden, Wes Talbot, Mel Caddick, like all of those people who make these amazing sets. And I think that it's easy to get lost behind the like, well, Lego's a big faceless company, and so it doesn't really matter. It's not going to affect their bottom line or whatever.
Right.
And it's less about that and more about remembering that there are actually artists behind it. It's like when people make these leak videos, you're basically that guy who just came out of the Star Wars movie and told everybody that Darth Vader is Luke's father before they had a chance to go in and see it.
That's what I've been trying to explain to
See,
people
now I'm
too.
that guy.
Is that that it's essentially a spoiler.
Yes.
It is because like, and I've backed you up on this 100% because I'm affected by this kind of stuff too, because I work in movies and it takes us a really long time to make those movies. And there's a lot of work involved in the promotional material for it. And it takes time. It takes time to like package everything nice and neatly so that it makes a really good first impression when people see it, right? Like when you're making a trailer or whatever, people are painstakingly picking the best angles, the best shots, you know, and making sure everything, the lighting is good, and then it's going to make a good first impression. And as we're kind of working on all that promotional material to like unveil this work that we've spent years working on, then you see something circulating that's like some fuzzy image from somebody's workstation that's like something that's not even finished. I mean, who knows what? Or you hear rumors of like the thing that we're working on, and then people are speculating. Nobody has even like, sometimes people haven't even seen anything yet, and people are already like basing their opinions on something that essentially hasn't been finished and hasn't been like the way that we wanted to present something. And then by the time people see that trailer or see those promotional images or whatever, it's like they already kind of have that opinion. They've already heard things. There's not that level of excitement. It spoils the experience, I think. So I'm 100% behind you guys on that.
And as an
I think
artist,
you're trying to deliver a message.
as an artist and content creator, I feel that deeply. And for anybody who's kind of like questioning it, I would say to you, let's say hypothetically that you've been working on a mock for 6 months and you are so excited, you like got all the perfect shots, the perfect angle, and then some friend comes over, snaps a picture of it, and then posts it before you do. I think you'd be pretty mad. Now, we will come and revisit this in a second, but for now, we're going to have a pause that refreshes everybody. It is time. It's Logan cookie time. All right, everybody, Logan cookie time. Here he is, everyone. Everybody's favorite Logan. And if it isn't, it should be. Hi, buddy.
Say hi to everyone. Oh, that was a high one. Sorry,
Sure.
did I just smack you in the face?
I'm lucky I didn't get my face eaten off on that one, but hey, there you go.
One.
And another Logan, and one more
little piece for the sound of happiness.
Yay, Logan. And look, everybody, it's Skittles. Skittles is here.
And she's feeling much better this week.
Oh, good. Glad to hear it. Good to see Skittles. Good to see Logan. And that, friends, is Splishy and Splashy are here.
What do you think about spoilers, guys?
Made it into the animation. And Cookie Logan and the Joker with a space helmet on, which I'm super into. All right, everybody, that has been Logan Cookie Time. Okay.
Sorry for that noise explosion just before it. I knocked my laptop off of my armchair.
Now, we don't have to dwell on this subject, but I am interested, of course, in hearing everybody else's kind of takes on this leaks thing. Catherine, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, so I obviously completely agree with you, because although I don't work in a creative profession in the same way that like that you have or Holly or whatever, but it's still like, I'm an engineer. I trained as an architect and then now I'm an engineer. Like, we still design things, and for us, actually, the leaks are more about client IP than they are about our own. You know, there's not the same kind of emotional sort of investment in the creation, but it's still absolutely something I completely understand. But from a Lego perspective, mainly just being on various online communities on Instagram or in Discord channels, you know, like the number of posts of that image or that link that I had to remove from places where I was moderating. And it's just so frustrating that I think I understand that people get caught up in the excitement because they see something new and they want to share it with everybody. But it's I guess it's teaching people what you've just said about that respect for how the creator wants to reveal it,
Yeah.
Whether it is about how a movie studio wants to portray a particular movie, or whether it is about a really important message that's close to their heart. Even if it's just that I made this thing and it's cool, like it's up to them to decide how it's going to be presented, and you're taking that away from them by you deciding how it's going to be presented to people. And it's so hard. I saw loads of leaks. I think Joseph said he was really glad he didn't see any, but like, yeah, whatever, 2 days, 1 day, 2 days beforehand, it was.
They were everywhere.
People already made videos about it, and it wasn't even in anybody's hands yet. I mean, we had ours, but I was just so disappointed, and not even for us, like whatever. We're not here to release the news the second that it comes out. Like, I'm less worried about that, but I just really felt for Matthew.
Yeah, and I don't think people should assume, because I've seen sort of the counter to the argument of like, some people like to think that it's a whole marketing strategy to provide the leaks, essentially, so that it does kind of drum up the excitement. I don't think you should assume that. Like, don't feel like you're safe that that's the intention on behalf of the company, because that's not always how it works. That is a marketing strategy, but I just wouldn't assume that it's okay. And Joe made a comment up here saying that, there will always be leaks. That's just a fact, but it would be nice if it was more contained. And there are I think that there are Facebook groups and Instagram accounts and stuff that are like for Lego leaks and stuff. And, if that's your bag and like, that's what you're interested in, by all means, like that's your right. But I think what bothers me is when people are getting that information and then sharing it like anywhere and everywhere. So it can't be avoided.
Yeah. And and then Moto leaks his own builds and they fall apart and drop on the floor. Instant karma. See, so like, don't leak, kids.
Yeah, but I think people there's this gray area where people want to they think that the information's out there, so if they're in the community they have to be talking about it, otherwise they're like behind if they don't talk about it. So I think that's particularly true for like YouTube or whatever. Someone's like, okay, well, I understand that the rule is that I can't show pictures, but I want to talk about it so that I'm not left out, because I want my viewers or whatever. And I think I don't really have much to an answer for that, other than like, you just got to not put yourself
Yeah, maybe just think I think I would just be asking people to like hesitate for just a second when you're sharing things. If it's really something that that if it's something that can't be avoided, is everyone really going to appreciate seeing this in their feed? If it's a maybe not, then like maybe don't post it. I don't know.
Well, and again, and if you watch this show, then you've met these people.
Yeah.
Like, we've talked to them. They have come on our show of their, of their own volition and wanted to share with us, so I feel like I have a connection with them. What do you think, Blair?
Yeah, I mean, even some of the people who haven't been on this show are friends. And we've hung out with them, and like I saw the Lego Movie 2 with Nick. Like, these people are people, and while I feel like we've seen a lot of leaks in the past where you might be more easy to say, like, brush it aside, like, oh, it's just another X-Wing or whatever. And the Star Wars people are always about leaks, and like they just want to gobble up whatever information they can get, and it doesn't seem that special. Like, how are you going to know when it's special or not if you're getting a grainy, POS image like 2 months in advance of some, set that somebody, snuck a picture of on their like flip phone? Like, you don't know what's coming, right? Like, this one is huge. This one's huge, and it's like if somebody spoiled your wedding announcement, like, and all your friends already knew. Think about, like, I don't want to spoil something. I have a perfect example about a very good show that I like, but I don't want to spoil things. That's how much I care about spoilers. It's like when we left Avengers Endgame, and like me and my wife were just like, what? Like, or no, the first part, and I waited until a plane flew over in San Diego to yell, like, and like, you just had to get it out there. But like, don't mess it up for people. And I think that there are people who can make a fair argument, like you said, Holly. Like, if that's your thing, there's a time and a place for that, and like have that space if that's really what you got to have. but like the reality is it's going to be a much cleaner, clearer, more cohesive announcement very shortly thereafter, usually. And it's going to be on the Brothers Brick, and you're going to know how much it costs, and you're going to know how many pieces are in it, and you're going to know when it's coming out, and you're going to know so much more. And it's, you know, and if there is some kind of extra awesome tidbit or special way that it's going to be promoted or announced, like, it's totally been robbed by seeing some cruddy, you know, low res image floating around everywhere.
And I found that recently, it seems like most leaks are circulating like days before the official release anyway. Right. So what is it really buying you?
Yeah, and for people to think that that's Lego's technique, like really Lego, one, it's like all the people being like, I'm never buying Lego again now. It's like, well, good, they don't need you. You know, they don't need to leak something like this. Like, this is not a technique that they would need to go for.
Right.
Well, and I can tell you from being on the LAN and seeing the messages that they are not happy about it. Like, it's not like they're definitely trying to make moves to make it happen. And I think where the slippery slope comes in is whereas people are like, oh, well, so-and-so already posted it, so it's okay for me to do it. Like, I can do it now. And it's like, well, no, because let's just say X person leaked it. Those people who watch that X person will have seen it. But then if it gets perpetuated, then more people see it and more people see it and more people see it. And you're just giving it oxygen.
Yeah, but Flynn, this is also why almost a year and a half later, we're still dealing with a pandemic. People don't understand this concept.
They don't understand how viral things spread.
I feel like one of the best things we can do, because news, it's not like there's just 3 news agencies and you go there and get your Lego news, right? I mean, there's been a real democratization of news with the web. So
that's not true. I only get my news from you guys.
Well, I don't even know what to say to.
Did you see this comment
that a world like that?
This comment that Jeff has, the feeling from seeing a new set in the store or sets you didn't know about is great. Could you imagine if you were just going to the Lego store one day and there was no publicity and there's no exposure to this and you just happened to see this everyone is awesome set, would you not just like lose your mind?
Yeah.
Totally.
Well, I would say the yes, I agree, and also I feel like so Mairead was mentioning like, well, how do you know if Lego's going to announce it? They're always going to announce it. Yeah. It may not always get a huge rollout, but I will tell you, if you are somebody who's concerned about whether or not you should post something on the Lego website, there is actually a news section that you can go to. And they list all their press releases and all the photos so that when, if you have a question like, has Lego announced it yet? You can go to that section of their website and see if it's been released or not.
The point I was trying to make about how we can't really control all news sources, and there are going to be lots of people who are so excited about hearing a new thing, you know, that they're just going to say, is I think spreading the word that it's kind of an icky thing to do makes it a little more like watching Star Wars that someone shot on their, well, at that time, you know, like crazy little thing while sitting in the seat, and then there's a tape or a disc on the street as you're walking by and someone's selling that. Like, you know, it's to get the message out there that maybe that's not the best or most positive way to get your news.
Yeah, and there is kind of a problem with, like James brings up a good point. There is kind of an issue where there are some people that have access to this stuff prior to even the LAN, you know, and theoretically everyone's under an NDA. They're obviously not supposed to share that information. But it is out there. It's not, you know, it's not necessarily always somebody with a flip phone, like taking a nefarious picture. Like that promotional material is out there long before things hit the shelves. And at any given point, that stuff is susceptible to leaks. So it's just a matter of those people that have signed those NDAs are being counted on for being responsible.
Well, we had this before it was announced on the LAN.
Yeah.
And I was actually talking with some people on the LAN because I've been wanting to get together this kind of like cross-promotional thing for Pride, like a build that would go across multiple Tips and Bricks is signed on, which I'm really excited about. Like Brothers Brick is going to be involved. And I actually like couldn't talk to them about it and go, hey, this thing's going to happen and we could all combine, even though they're on the LAN. Because I got interviewed for the Guardian UK, I knew about it before it was even announced on the LAN. And I managed to keep my big yap shut, which is not easy. So just saying, like,
I'm patting you on the back, Flynn. I'm patting you on the back.
I think it's also, you can't really say everyone on the LAN wants to ... Just like you can't say everyone wants to ... Are there some people on the LAN who always want to be first? 100% yes. Are there people on the LAN who don't care? 100% yes. Mm-hmm. So I think it's just a matter of, again, I feel, okay, this is the other thing I think too, right? Is that we, like the video stuff, right? Even though the video stuff was announced, we didn't do a show about it until a week after it was announced. And we still showed people stuff they hadn't seen before. So and the other true thing is not everybody knows, not everybody follows excessively Lego news.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, and you're here to basically serve your own community. You're not here to provide news for the worldwide Lego community. You know what? This isn't a news source necessarily. Like, we're here in case, we're here to just kind of talk about stuff amongst friends, right? That's pretty much what we're doing here. It's not not about the latest, greatest, biggest.
And Abner here brings up a really good point, is that there are,
I'll do this financial stake between the parties.
But
you know, and yeah, and I think that's him. And yes, Mairead, I did sign a contract to keep my mouth shut, but that I still could have done it through someone else if I wanted to.
There's been so much discussion, with issues on the LAN or other places about what's legally okay or what's IP infringement that's contractually okay or legally okay. And I'm like, you guys are missing the point. If you're discussing what is technically okay in a contract or legally okay, it's about exactly what Richard said. We think that it's icky. We're not talking about whether it's legal or not. That's not the debate. It just doesn't feel good. It feels like a spoiler. And that's not nice, because otherwise you just go down these nasty debates about exactly what terms something is. And it's
if in doubt, just maybe not.
So, well, we can move on from this. Yeah. But I did want to make one last point that Abner was making, is that there is a relationship between Lego and, say, Disney. And if at some point the stuff gets leaked out, it's not the leakers who are catching the blame. Lego is catching the blame from Disney. So there's this hierarchy of levels, right? Do you really want to see them never make another Star Wars set again? Because I'm not saying that that's going to happen, but I'm just saying that is a possibility. If a person who is a IP partner with Lego gets mad enough, they can be like, you know what? You can't keep your stuff a lid on it. Then we're not working with you anymore.
Mm-hmm. I do mean to make light. For a moment, I was just imagining George Lucas, who doesn't even, I guess, own it anymore, walking into Lego in Billund and saying, you know what? We're through.
We're done.
That's it.
Done. But anyway, moving on from that subject. I'm glad we talked about it. We don't talk about stuff like that too often here, but just for me and with Matthew, this one seemed deeply personal, and I just felt like it was something that I wanted to say. So anyway, and
we're really good about being a spoiler-free community here. So if there are any people who can really, put our metaphorical feet down, the feet you can't see, it's us, because we really care, and everyone knows we really care. We talk lightly and dance around TV shows that are popular and just talk about how cool things are, but we don't say anything because we are really respectful of people's enjoyment. We want people to enjoy things really deeply, and that resonates heavily with us. So
oh my God, I wanted to tell everything about WandaVision.
Yeah.
Lid on it.
You know, I think it hasn't been hard to have a nice clubhouse that's nice. You know, oops, sorry.
They were getting very short blips, you guys. I don't know.
We just said,
Yep.
hey, let's be nice. And then a bunch of nice people showed up and were nice.
There you go, Brian.
Oh no, he went
Oh
there.
my goodness. Anywho, yes, and on that note, shall we move on?
Yeah, here, I'll put your soapbox away.
So back to the joy. Let's share our awesome favorite minifig picks for the
Yay.
day.
Yay.
What have people got? Cara, how about we'll go first with you again?
Okay, so you all know that we're not Star Wars fans, but
What?
I know. But this, we got this in our Bricks LA goodie bag this year, and Flynn
Yeah.
discovered that this Boba Fett from 2011, they go for like $100
They're
That's
for
awesome.
the
very
package.
expensive. I was shocked.
Yeah.
So, if anyone wants to buy this, the money's going towards the next Disney Vacation Fund.
All right, Catherine, have you got something for us?
Yeah, so I it was too hard to think about a proper favorite minifig. So so I brought this one.
Yay!
Aww.
So somebody that watches my streams and is in a lug in the UK that I'm a member of sent me this. This is Catherine Cat.
Nice.
Because for ages I haven't had one. So quite recently they sent me this, which was really kind.
That
That's a good
is
one.
so awesome.
I also sorry, I know I'm breaking the rules. I've got two.
There's no
Just because I
rules,
also need
my
to
dear.
show this for
Really,
anybody in the chat who doesn't understand what the t-shirt that I'm wearing. This is.
Yep.
that is awesome. I just got my first Paradisa set the other day, and I was so thrilled. Really exciting.
Which one was it?
It's the one. It's a really little one. It's got
The windsurfer, right?
like a what was it?
The windsurfer, right?
Yeah, there's like a little windsurfer, it's like
It's a
sail.
little plastic sail.
Yeah, and there's like two little pink chairs and some pink fences and a little boat. It's super cute. Okay, Blair, what have you got?
So this one's a little bit of a mashup because I couldn't find my Spyrius droid, but this is Android from the Explorians, but with the clear helmet. I loved these when I was a kid because I think it was one of the first sort of sci-fi figures that had so much printing on it. And it was just so awesome. Still some of my favorite Lego printing on a Lego minifigure ever. Just being such an awesome, iconic, like home IP, and it's so universal, just like robotic and armory, and their cute little like robot smiley faces are just too cool. Plus it was like he has a clear head, or they have a clear head.
Oh.
So unlike the first one, it had this sort of translucent element to it.
Well, I have to point out, sorry, not to bring this back to Yano's animation, but looking at the end of Yano's animation, and if you watch Blair's square, he leans over and puts on his helmet and is like showing it off, and it's so good.
It was
It's
so
so
perfect. It was so perfect. I tried to match everything today, so I've got the Black Tron shirt and the cap.
Yay.
And I don't know if other people know, but you can hop over to my Bricks EDU YouTube and see some older videos that I've been producing for the local libraries while I can't have my in-person classes. And she nailed my Lego studio, which is just incredible. So the half split of the backdrop has my Bricks Education Brick Built logo and my Xenomorph and other models in there. So just, oh my gosh, I was floored. I was like, my face hurts still from smiling.
Amazing. And maybe Queen of Links, if you could put the link to Yano's Femme from the Block Instagram in the chat.
Got it.
you could absolutely be going and following her. All right, Moto, what have you got for us today? Minifig land.
Yeah, I have a minifig that's in my permanent display over there, and it's very meaningful to me. So when I first started streaming, it was before you guys. It was on Friday Night Bricks, and there was a young man, Brick Freak 3, that I hung out with for a year and a half, and his favorite character was this Woody character that I had.
Aw.
Oh, nice.
Now, he passed away in his sleep at age 17, so that's the reason why I keep this in the background, is to remember Brick Freak 3 all this time.
Oh, that's wonderful sentiment.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is one of the most meaningful figures I have, and I figured I'd show him off today, but it's stained. Good old Woody with a little... How you doing?
With the long legs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, always got to have the long legs. There's a snake in my boots. There you
That's
go.
awesome.
Thank you for sharing.
Thanks
that.
for sharing that.
Yep.
So no, Car already went. Blair. No, sorry. Holly. I'm like looking at Holly's picture on the screen and saying everybody else's name. I am truly a parent now.
I was gonna say I'm used to that. So I don't actually have a lot of custom figs. I normally don't go down that route, but I feel like those are the most interesting in my collection because, of course, they're ones that not everybody has maybe seen. So my buddy Guy has a company called CrazyBricks. Maybe a lot of you are familiar with those. And I think this one in particular is pretty freaking sweet.
Yes.
It's like a steampunk dino dude.
That's cool.
And I
That's
just
insane.
love it. And they're all
That is
really
really
good
cool.
quality. He does a really amazing job. And he often has what do you call it, like Kickstarters and things to fund to fund these projects. So if you guys have never shopped CrazyBricks, you should go check him out.
Absolutely.
Wow, that's cool.
Very
And they've got a really cool Kickstarter going now for legs that have different positions.
For like posing, yeah. So crazy arms,
Yeah.
crazy legs. So you can pose your minifigs like shooting a bow and arrow or like doing kicks and things like that.
With the
I gotta say,
Super fun.
and I apologize that I can't remember who it was, but during the Disney Habitat Challenge, somebody did Han Solo like sitting down with his legs up as if he had his like knees up, and it was just with the regular bricks. They just separated the legs from the minifig and like set it in front. It was hilarious. It was so clever. Really, really great. Okay, let's see. I guess it's us now. All right.
I have one.
Oh, thanks for the link. Car.
You hold this up.
There you go.
It's in a mock.
Oh, he froze. He froze.
Froze up again, guys.
Oh
Wait
no.
a second.
Loose pin arms right now.
There you go.
And this is from the Dwarves Mine Castle Fantasy era troll dark tan with copper armor. And he actually would often have a couple of spikes up here in these holes too.
Are we still frozen?
Nope,
Oh,
you're
you're
good.
good now.
Yay.
Very cool.
Well, that's mine.
And
I
then
love those
mine
trolls.
was, so this is actually a failed minifig from when we were doing the Disney ones. And I ended up not using it because I used all official Disney minifigs for the challenge, and I just didn't want to do this. But I will use her for another one coming up soon. But I made this custom Queen of Hearts minifig.
That's good.
Oh yes.
Oh, that's
for-
excellent.
And I am going to end up
Oh,
using
this
her in
flamingo.
something else. But yeah, I thought that was really
Oh,
fun.
that's
And that's
funny.
the face from the elephant with the tutu who's screaming about
Yep.
the milk. It was just a
Oh,
perfect.
my God.
It was the perfect face. Oh, by the way, I know it's being mentioned in the chat right now. The link that Minifig Chick just put up, going back a subject, is a hilarious video by my friend Richard, who is a guy from New Zealand known as Brick Scene, and he's on the London Bridge Brick Show a lot. And he did a take on the "Everyone is Awesome" thing, and sort of like said this one's for the haters, and it is hilarious. And if you
That's
haven't seen it,
awesome.
absolutely do, because it's really, really funny. And I won't spoil it. But
And
I'll just
also,
say,
I saw James said that he wishes the long legs would come back, and I think that there are a lot of us who agree, especially now that we have short articulated legs and kid legs. I'd love to have some long legs for my sig fig. That would be super cool.
Well, you know what? Those long legs would have been great on the Roadrunner minifig.
Oh yeah, that too.
I think that would have looked really cool. Nice. And so, wait, does that one come like that?
No, so we had to repurpose Woody's legs. So we used Brasso to get the printing. The boot
Very clever.
Yeah.
And then and then Robert did this little sticker because the legs that came with the Goofy fig had that little patch on his jeans, right? So we just redid it.
Little police remover of Nail.
And sorry, and I have to point out right now that Catherine has done a costume change. Previously, I'm the only one who's ever done a costume change on the show before. Well, no, Richard did one too. But so now you've got I see you've got your sausage lug shirt. I still don't have one of those, although I do have a bunch of great sausage lug paraphernalia.
Yeah, it's much too big for me, but
yeah, she earned that one in Denmark.
Yeah, apparently I earned mine by saying I had sausage fingers live on air in Lego Masters.
Yeah,
so I got some stuff.
Although I gotta say, Boone and Mark totally one-upped you on the sausage performance.
Yes, but see, I didn't have to make some big, huge. I only had to create a subtle reference, and I still got my stuff. So I'm just saying.
They did try too hard, I will say. And I'm not sure Boone and Mark have sausage leg shirts either.
Indeed. Well, so I think
Mark does.
So speaking of the Goofy minifigure, I got to show my haul from yesterday.
Ooh.
It's in there. Sorry, there's the other one. We'll do this one first. I've been super, super excited about this one and hadn't picked it up yet. And I finally managed to pick it up yesterday through, again, some judicious trading, which I'm really, really good at, apparently. But check it out. I picked up the Spring Lantern Festival.
Nice.
And it's such a beautiful set.
Yeah.
I am so super excited about this one. And then there's another one that we got too that Richard is grabbing now. So yeah, I got that yesterday. Plus I got a little bit of we went to the local Bricks and Minifigs and picked up some stuff. Oh, let me see.
Isn't it pretty?
Oh, it's so pretty.
That's so cool.
love it.
And then this one, which I never thought we would have. I never, ever thought that we would have this. And I'm so thrilled because it was one of these. Okay, so I'll tell you. We got, wait a minute. How did this work? Oh, I know. We were on Lego Masters. We went to the Lego store. It was Black Friday weekend.
Yep.
And it was a choice between this and the Ninjago City docks. And the employee at the store, without saying, just get the docks, was like, yeah, so that's one you may want to look at, and it turned out it was because it was going on sale, and then they all left immediately. So I did end up getting the docks and gave up this one because it was on sale and was so sad, but I finally got my hands on it, and I'm so thrilled.
Oh, yay.
Oh, yay.
Yes.
With all the sound effects.
I'm so excited.
Powered up.
So excited for this, y'all.
You know what, Flynn? That's one that I have not yet built. I would love to build that with you.
Yeah.
Sure.
I don't know that either.
Richard was saying he'd love to build it on the show, so let's do that. That would be
It'll
awesome.
be perfect for your raid train.
Yeah, and we should loop
right.
Catherine in because Catherine's got one too.
Yeah, I've not built mine yet.
Oh, well, there you go. I think I sense a
fun.
group build coming. But it's a really fun set, and I love, like Richard was saying, it's got the powered up, and so I know when we helped Minifig Chicken Paint Pusher set theirs up, because I gotta say, setting up that powered up stuff is kind of opaque. It's like, wait a minute, what are you supposed to do? But we got it set up, and we were all so delighted that it has like train starting up sounds and train down, like going down sounds. Oh, and I wanted to point this out, by the way. What is the name of the second car on a train? It's the coal car is what we call it here in the U.S. But what's the real term for it, Cara?
Tender.
The tender. I had to laugh the other day. We were talking about the raid train, and I realized that I am the tender.
That's amazing.
That's very appropriate.
I know.
That's funny.
That's funny.
Jake is the front car, the engine, and I'm the tender.
And you got to
Which means
fly really, really far to get to the caboose.
It's true, and I think Sapiens Rick said that he was the food car, the dining car.
It's a Pullman.
Because he does talk about food. If you don't check him out, and I've been dying lately because here we go down a rabbit hole. Rick apparently used to work at Carvel Ice Cream, and I don't know how many of you know what Carvel is. Is anybody here familiar with Carvel Ice Cream?
Mm-mm.
Oh my goodness!
It might be very regional.
Okay, I think it's
knew
an
about
East
it.
Coast thing. So they did it was an ice cream place that made ice cream cakes, was like their big thing, and they had a whole series of characters, and one of them was called Cookie Puss. And maybe even people who don't know Carvel sometimes know who Cookie Puss was, but it was a play on E.T. It was when E.T. was really popular, so they made CP Cookie Puss, who was an alien ice cream cake, and it was ridiculous. Look it up, Cookie Puss. And if you really want to see something fun, look up Cookie Opus, which was
Would that be for
who's only rivaled by Uncle O'Grimacy for ridiculous characters made for a holiday. Yeah, Catherine's like, why did I come
I'm
here?
confused right now.
So,
All right,
okay.
Cookie Opus is terrifying.
So if you all know who Grimace is from McDonald's, the big purple blob thing.
for milkshakes.
So Grimace
shakes.
would be every St. Patrick's Day, they would come up with a shamrock shake, which is a green milkshake. And they actually introduced a character named Uncle O'Grimacy, who was Grimace's like weird uncle. Yeah, it was really, really weird.
Oh,
Here we go. Here we go. The hallmark of the Tricky Bricks build and chat on Sundays is multiple screen costumes.
Well, it just stacks just like a minifig. You've got the torso, the upper and the lower part.
I couldn't pass that one up. I'm sorry.
I couldn't figure out where to put my arms. Need some practice.
So, and so I wanted to mention, by the way, we do have a couple of things going on right now that we can talk about here as we start to pull into the station to put another train reference on today. Is that we have a build challenge happening right now that we're in the middle of. It's due on Thursday, and that is the Wheels, Wheels, Wheels challenge, which if you can't guess what that means, it means build something with wheels. And I will also say, and I know everybody is really good about thinking outside of the challenges here, but it doesn't mean it has to roll. It can be the wheels. Maybe the wheels are eyes. Maybe the wheels you use to make mechanics in it, whatever. Wheels, 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 build something with wheels, due on Thursday at 5 p.m. PST, as always, for the slideshow on Friday. Going on. I know Richard got giant wheels yesterday.
Got wheels yesterday.
Giant Lego wheels.
Yay, Holly.
So can't wait to see what everybody is going to come up with for that. Clicky! It's British Clicky.
That's a cute clicky. I love it.
Oh my goodness! No, hold that up closer to the thing, to the camera.
That's amazing.
I love Clicky's hair. I love his hair, and it makes me really happy. Very
I have
good.
I had a bit of an asymmetrical hair mode. So it's another asymmetrical hair. This one is like, this is anime Clicky.
Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness!
Perfect.
Too good. Too good.
It's green with envy.
So we not only do we have that, but Cara, would you the Tricky Lug collab for Bricks by the Bay.
Yep. So Tricky Lug, we're doing Let's Go Camping collab because A, it's fun, and B, the convention theme is adventure awaits. So we're asking people to build anything they want about camping. You can have tents. You could be camping underwater. You could be camping in space.
Yay! Camping in space.
Yay! Awesome. There are already some people have submitted theirs. We actually got Bricks by the Bay to make it a theme. So we have our very own Tricky Lug theme at Bricks by the Bay this year. And we're also going to be doing a 1-hour presentation. I can't remember when. I think Saturday morning, the 19th of June, where just a bunch of us are going to talk about our builds and the collaborative build process. And if you want to have any information on that or anything else about Tricky Lug, you can email me at trickylug@gmail.com.
Very good. And can you tell us again when it's due?
It is due very, very soon because the convention is June 18th, 19th, and 20th, which is...
Got it.
Let's see here. 1, 2, 3. So a month away. So we need to have them no later than, I'm going to say, the 12th of June so that we can get them submitted in time, which means I should probably start maybe building mine.
We're waiting on parts, so we'll see what happens.
I have a plate.
And there you go.
And plans.
Yeah.
And there's also something else very special happening in 8 days? I can't imagine what that would be, but maybe Moto might know something about what might be happening in 8 days. Please tell us, Moto, what is happening in 8 days?
I'll be interviewed in Fox News Denver for the evening launch of Lego Masters US season 2.
Yay! Yay! And again, we are so proud to have multiple
2
members of Tricky Lug.
Oh, 4. Yep,
4,
5 actually.
We've got Moto. We've got Ms. Slowbrickta.
Yep.
We've got Teal Clicky. We have
Yep.
Orange Clicky.
Yep.
And was there another one?
Yes, there is, but
Oh,
you haven't
please.
seen it yet.
Oh.
So
okay.
keep your eyes out. There will be a 5th Tricky Lug member on camera.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness.
Okay.
Oh, that is amazing.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I spoil the experience for you?
No, you didn't say who
No.
it was.
You made it better.
Patient.
There you go.
That's teasing. That's not spoiling.
Good. I'm here to tease and intrigue and draw you guys in so the viewership goes up and they do another season. So we're all here for good TV.
Well, I'm so excited that I gotta say, so I was not terribly surprised to find that Moto had made it onto the show.
I was.
Because you make so many amazing things, and the big surprise to me was seeing Miss Slowbrickta on, because she's a relatively new builder who showed her first mocks here on our show for our challenges, and she just kind of came out of nowhere and took us all by storm, and just how cool.
Super awesome.
Yeah, buckle up.
Very cool. Well, we're so excited for you, Moto, and we're so excited for Dawn and everybody in the cast. And I'm sorry, please remind me which of the 2 brothers. Well, I know there's many brothers, but there's the 2 brothers, the guys, and one of them is really, really into archery. Is it Matthias?
Yeah. Wayne. I think it's Wayne and Zach. You know me at names, but yeah, I sat. So what's funny is they sat. They were one station behind me when we were arranged in the green room.
They are wonderful, and I am obsessed.
Yeah, they're cool guys.
Yeah, I'm obsessed now because they don't live far from us, and I want him to teach me archery. I have, I'm not
just
into
reach
sports.
out and learn from him. The guy's a master archer, so I thought it was hilarious because some people were throwing shit on him, and I wrote back, I'm like, you don't want to mess with Hunger Games here, because
Yeah, the master archers are not the ones that you want to like poke.
And bows are silent, so the arrow would come in from 150 yards, and no one would trace it back to him. Yeah.
You didn't want to mess with a Blair archer.
Too.
That archer
Flynn-
either.
You know, the Golden Gate archery thing is just down the street from us in the park.
That's so cool. Well, I've never shot an arrow in my life, and so to have
Except in D&D.
and yes, and in video games. But and what's great about him is apparently he trains Olympic archers.
Wow.
Yeah, he's a master archer. Yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
I actually
If you've ever seen an Olympic target, it's like impossible to I can't even see the dang thing, let alone imagine hitting it.
This
Well, of
is
course,
how
it makes
lazy I
me
am.
wanna-
I took archery as a gym credit in college.
Well, of course, it makes me
Nice.
want to show up with like bird legs with a cape and like a big beak and a hat. I'm referring to the Disney Robin Hood movie when he shows up in disguise as like a bird. And actually, our friend Fourth World Adam did a really great recreation of that for the Disney Habitats Challenge. It was really
Oodalali.
fun.
So yeah, if I mean seriously, try to book a lesson and afterwards maybe go eat sushi because those guys are also into sushi. Yeah,
That's right. Oh my goodness! Can you imagine a whole day of archery and sushi with those boys? I would be
Sounds
super,
ideal.
Here for it.
super
anyway,
cool.
make an outing out of it. Yeah, they're in your area, so
Tricky look outing. Let's do it.
look
All
'em up.
right. So
I won't be able to attend. It's a bit of a drive.
Yeah.
well, we'll see. We'll see. All right.
Got
Bye,
so
guys.
nerdy
We'll see you
so
later.
fast.
Thanks for stopping by. So, Catherine, did you get, so that brick that you and I discussed, did you actually end up receiving it?
It is in reach if you would like to see it.
I don't
I
want to,
actually
if you were
bought-
going to show it on your channel first, I don't want to like.
So
ruin it.
it arrived a week or two. Yeah, it's been around for a while. Anyway, I bought more than one, but yeah, it's amazing. It's all credit to Flynn for finding this one. He actually found one. You found one physically, right?
Yeah, I
And you were
found
going to
it
post it to me, and then we discovered that they were actually really not that expensive here. So it was going to cost a fraction of the price to buy it here on Bricklink than it was for you to actually ship it.
It's a real brick.
That would have been
Yeah.
it's a
Yeah.
Duplo.
This is
It's
Duplo.
Duplo.
It's a 2x4 Duplo brick.
From Thomas the
Cranky
Train.
the
There's a
Train.
cranky tower or something. Yeah.
He's
Really?
I think Cranky is like
Crane.
The crane.
what do you call it? It's like a crane that like picks, that thing. It
Yeah.
picks up mummy
No,
cases.
I think I
That's
tried to
long.
bribe Catherine into because there's a hilarious like cranky face brick in that
Yeah, I know.
set. And I was trying to bribe Catherine into like building that into a mock. I don't remember what I owe you if you actually do it.
I didn't. Yeah, and the store had all the parts of the set, so I could have got the rest of the all of those parts. But I just felt like it's so ugly.
I'm sending it to you. I'm sending it to you.
But the thing is that Flynn was just talking about how he's the tender of the of his raid train. So like you need to make a Thomas the Tank Engine style Flynn face tender. Like
Oh my
that
God,
needs
there
to
you
happen.
go. Well, I'm terrified by Thomas the Tank, I got to tell you. Although, funny enough, my train whistle that I use on Twitch is Thomas the Tank themed
Oh my
because
God.
that's how it came. But
Thomas
I find it absolutely terrifying. Like, there's just something kind of disturbing about it. I think it's because they don't move, but they have voices, but their mouths don't move. And
Oh, the faces are just creepy.
well, I know, and it's like weirdly telepathically talking to me in an upsetting way. Like without the mouth moving. And then I don't know if any of you have ever played the video game Skyrim, but there's like a ton of like really huge dragons in the game that come and land, and it's like a big deal. And somebody on PC made a mod of the game that turned all the dragons into Thomas the Tank engines. And there's some hilarious scenes of like instead of the dragon coming and landing, it's just this giant train engine comes out of the sky and lands like boom, and like all the dust comes up.
Yeah, sweet dragon. Your Viking dragon.
And now I really wish that I had the cranky face to put on the dragon.
Yeah, see? And Isabel's with me on it. You got to do it.
Ooh, let's look at this,
This is
Catherine.
amazing
This is
dragon.
amazing.
Just because you mentioned
Oh.
dragons, and this one lives on my. It's just out of shot, but it lives on my shelf up there. So this is from one of the Viking sets. 7018 or 19.
Nice.
So this is one of those things. I don't know how. How does everybody feel about Bionicle? But my views on Bionicle are that I never had any as a kid, and I don't particularly like the theme, but I respect it for what it did for Lego, and I also respect it for what it can give for animals like this. This is just. I can't even demonstrate how poseable this is, but like. It can be in a sort of fully flying mode like this. You can fully, take it like that, or you can have it, you can sort of land it, fold the wings up in like multiple different axes, like fully rotate everything.
I really want the boat hull
manacles.
I really want that boat hull that came with that set.
Well, I gotta say, so I've got the hey, Joshua Zender's here. How's it going?
That hull is a must-have.
Oh la la, that's beautiful. That's a beaual thing.
Look at that sail.
The sail is especially good.
Yeah.
Wow.
This is the Valheim set.
Yeah.
So I couldn't not buy this. That's the one game we haven't got you into yet, Flynn. We will soon.
Yeah.
Watch out.
It's Valheim.
It's another rabbit hole. I'm warning you.
I know. And because I got this one, which is nowhere. I mean, it's cool, but it's nowhere near as poseable.
Oh, that's cool.
Right, but it has that same like curvy neck piece, and it's a great little dragon. I love it, but yeah, it's not poseable. You got the legs do move a little bit, and the arms do move, but it doesn't have that same range of motion that yours does. So very cool. Wow, I'm a fan of dragons.
Did somebody say dragons?
And dungeons.
Yay, Holly.
Holly.
My favorite.
Very cool.
This is my favorite. My little Duplo dragon is just
That's
so adorable.
awesome.
I've never seen a Duplo dragon.
Yeah, isn't it great?
Holy cow.
Oh, you can ride it?
His mouth opens and you can put like you can put one of those like Duplo flames in his mouth.
Wow,
That
so
is
cool.
so
That's
cool.
so cute.
Isn't it?
that's
I love it so much. But this one's kind of this is my Valheimish dragon. I like this one.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for those who don't know, would you like to quickly tell people what Valheim is, just so they're not entirely confused?
It's a game, you guys.
A video game?
It's a Viking
video.
Yeah.
Like exploration and building and fighting various things, including sea monsters and dragons.
Oh, very good. Very cool. Yeah, it's a dragon kind of day.
Oh, it's like dragon cookie time.
Dragons.
Oh, that's funny.
You gotta
And
get
we had
more.
Wes on here, and he was like trying to explain the whole difference between, like the dragons that don't have the forearms versus
Wyverns and dragons.
Wyverns versus dragons, yeah.
Yeah.
Or like a worm.
It's a whole
WYRM.
debate. Your dad is saying that you should smile.
Oh,
Hi, Dad.
Well,
We are
a lot of
doing
the elf
dragons
dragons
after all.
you,
were like
Dad.
that.
my daughter has all the elves dragons in her room.
Oh well, those
I
elf
don't have
dragons are
all of them,
amazing.
I had
Yeah, I
my
can't
cranky
think of
face
it
on.
So not to dive too down in this rabbit hole because we should be going soon, but I know that we do have a couple of fans of Bionicle pieces here, mainly Blair and Moto. So I'm just curious, like, do you like Bionicle? Oh wow,
Oh, no.
He's like, I'm out. I'm not talking about.
Doesn't
It's
matter
because
where-
there isn't any Bionicle on the Lego Masters show. He had to go.
I know he's like bye. So I'm curious. Okay, now he's back. So I'm curious for the two of you. Do you enjoy Bionicles because Bionicles, or do you enjoy Bionicle because of the pieces and that kind of thing?
Why don't you go first, Blair?
I mean, I originally was not a fan. I'm going to just put it right out there. Like, I really didn't like it. I was not of the generation who was exposed to the show. And when the pieces first, when I was first exposed to them as I was coming out of my dark ages, I was just kind of like, I don't get it. I don't like it. I don't understand how I would put these two things together. Then, I mean, I was way less skilled at the time as well. So just getting back into building, I was brought back in by Exoforce. So I was very into mecha and still am. And they were just so foreign to me. But when I saw Brienne's sledges, massive dragons and creatures made out of them, it finally dawned on me, like, oh, okay, so Bionicle is amazing. You just have to have a ton of it. Like,
Right.
You can't have one little dude who's like 20 pieces, which is cool as like an action figure. And I'm sure if I had been really young when they came out, I would have been all about it, because like the Technic guy was my favorite action figure when I was a kid, just because it was so posable. But when you have 80 of the same set and you build something that's like 4 feet long, then you're really talking. And that, you know, eventually came around to me trying to use it and really enjoying it. And I love the challenge of integrating the pieces into MOCs with system and other elements, because they have such a unique look. And while they can be really difficult to integrate, like some of them are almost too unique, or too, like, especially the ones that are asymmetrical, like some of the masks and things like that can be really difficult. But when you find that moment where it's the perfect piece, it is so the perfect piece. And it just can bring a whole model to an entire new level of otherworldliness. I mean, that's really the best way to describe them, is because they're so biomechanical. And for those of you who know me and know my love of Yeager, like, and his artwork, like, that biomechanical is the name of the game for me. So finally finding love and the ability to use them was a game changer.
Awesome. Now sorry, I don't want to break in here, but I know that Catherine, I know you have your streaming people are just waiting for you to appear on Twitch, and I don't want to keep you any longer than need be. Do you need to go? Are you good?
So I realized that this might make some people sad, but I said that I might still finish the second half of my stream after this, because I normally do like 4 hours, and this is like the first 2.
Yep.
But I think I might take a break today. I've been a lot of Lego this week.
That's fair.
So as much as it would be an excellent marketing opportunity to send everyone who's watching over to watch the stream, I just think I need a break. Maybe play some Valheim.
There you go. I feel you.
But they can come back another time.
I'll play Valheim with you.
So, okay. So we're gonna get a final word on Bionicle from Moto, and then we're gonna call the show for today. But I wanted to say that, I mean, I'd seen some cool Bionicle stuff, but the thing that really turned my appreciation, like made my appreciation for the parts, was the first piece I ever saw Moto do. And I was like, that's what you can do with it? If that's what you can do with it, then I am 100% like okay with this. I mean, not that I wasn't okay with it. It was just kind of like a...
Well, for you, maybe it's been an acquired taste.
It has been an acquired taste.
It's for me also.
So, Moto, tell us a little bit about your relationship with the Bionicle parts and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's how I met you guys. Was I took it upon myself to try to learn how to build with Bionicle, and spent about a month, I think, at a playground jamming it out. But yeah, like Blair said, I raided and gutted, I think, 2 bricks and minifigures Bionicle bins, and built a gigantic demonic monster thing, dragon thing. But I like it because it can be added or enhances models to a large extent. I think if you look at Jayfa, Jayfa MOCs on Instagram, or Eclipse Collar's another one. You'll get a sense of Blair.
Patrick Jake is also really good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it's up and coming. I didn't grow up with it. I just looked at it and thought I'd try it out. And once it takes a long time to get used to it, but once you get used to how to assemble it and work with it, man, you can build some just incredible stuff. But like Blair said, it's about getting volume and then putting it together. And it does, of all the Lego system, it was one of the more difficult ones to figure out how to use, because all the angles are very strange. But once you have it under your belt, it's a great tool for building mocks.
Well, the Technic integration makes it easier for different kinds of assembly, but I agree with both of you. I think you have to get big to have a relatively smaller pixel size.
Right. Or
otherwise, I feel like I make the same
specialized elements. Like in a very like a smaller scale, and you make those pieces like the cornerstone, right? Like a weird shape is like the seed part for an entire, assembly.
And that's what I'm doing.
Richard Castle still here, but she's done a lot of really, really good micro scale stuff where it's one Bionicle piece or like a Galador piece or something that's massive and micro scale around it. So that's a totally other way, the opposite way to use it.
Yeah, that's what I did with recent build. Is I took Belleville and Bionicle and I called it Bellonicle and I smashed it together.
That's awesome. Yeah, I really like seeing like creative uses for Bionicle or Hero Factory parts, like where you least expect it, just in a regular mock. I think, like I noticed even Paul Hetherington's Tiki mock that he made last year had like a really like prominent
something about the nose right?
piece.
Yeah, it is the Spanish Inquisition of building.
Yeah. I appreciate it.
Well, it's been a lively discussion touching on many topics today. And I'm so glad that you all joined us to talk about all this. And thanks everybody for coming in and watching the show. Thank you, Catherine, for joining us today. It's been delightful. Please make sure you go follow Catherine on the Twitch and on the Instagrams, and you can find those links for her in the description of this video. They are down there, so you may check that out. So thank you again, Catherine. So nice to have you.
Thank you so much. And so, it's awesome to be here.
Oh, wait, she's got to show off her pink drawer before she goes.
Her what?
Her pink drawer.
What?
You got to show the Paradisa pink.
Oh,
okay.
Really?
I do still have it. I do still have it here.
If you ever need a source for Paradisa, she's your gal. Look at this, guys.
No, what are you talking about, Holly? I don't give this to other people.
You obviously know where to find it.
Whoa.
This is the one. So I sort my parts by part, but one color I sort by color.
Yeah.
And
very
that's
nice. Oh, that's a pretty collection.
So delightful.
If anybody knows, isn't familiar with it, the modern day pink. Let me just hold it up to compare. I don't know. You might not be able to see the difference in the light too well. If I put it even closer. No, you can't really see the difference too much.
It's almost like if it was like sand pink. Like
it's a sand pink.
A little more muted.
Rosy. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a gorgeous color, like original pink.
Depot Brick says, I actually reached for the screen.
Well, thanks everybody so much for joining us today. Thank you to Moto, Cara, Holly, and Blair for coming and being with us again. Thank you again, Yano River Blue, for your incredible opening animation. Love it.
Thank you so much.
This Wednesday, we are going to be doing the work in progress workshop that we were going to do on Friday, but with the Everything is Awesome set and Yano's video, it was kind of, I didn't want to give short shrift to the work that people had turned in. So we will be doing that work in progress workshop on Wednesday.
Wheels.
And if you don't know what that is, it is where people send in pictures of mocks that they are working on for creative or for constructive criticism, feedback, and thoughts about how they might be improved or additions to and all that sort of thing. It's a great safe space to show off your work and have it talked about. So please do join us on Wednesday for that. And then Friday, yes, will be the results of the Wheels challenge. So make sure and get those wheels in by Thursday. And I love what Mairead said earlier. Finally, a use for that box of wheels she never uses, which is the same.
Yeah.
Springfield Tire Fire.
There you go. All right. Well, thanks everybody so much for joining us. And we are going to just cut off abruptly today, as we do when we do these StreamYard shows. But thank you so much. And until next time, don't forget to stay safe, stay healthy, wash your hands, wear that mask if you still need to, get that vaccine as soon as you can. And we will see you next time. All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.